Ora viva, pessoal, my name is André and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. So, what I want to achieve today is automation on our refined metal. So that's my goal. And it actually is interesting because I don't have a lot of time to play today. I might have up to an hour. So this seems to be a very simple achievement. So let's see how it goes. And that's basically it. In the last gameplay, I believe we focused on making the sleet wheats and... Sorry, the sleet wheats here and the bristle blossoms here. And I will later also address the food that I really enjoy in this game, which is... I forgot the name of it, but it's basically made out of these two. So, and it doesn't rot, which is, in my perspective, makes it one of the best foods in the game. Okay, we need to... Okay, so... by the way, guys, do not forget to just hit the like button on this video. Very, very important. Also consider subscribing to my channel. And that's it. Promo done. Let's go. Okay, so we don't have any water, which is great. I need to keep an eye on... So this is my hot water buffer. So if you haven't seen my other gameplays, basically what I'm doing is we have a pool of cold water here, as you can see. And then I'm using this pool of cold water to actually cool down this hydrogen vent here, which is our main hydrogen vent. I also have like a secondary kind of backup hydrogen vent, which is this one here. It actually outputs less and it sleeps for more time than the other one. But it is also a very interesting thing, or a very interesting solution, so that's why I'm also using this one here. I'm backing up my hydrogen here. I also have an infinite hydrogen backup solution here, as you can see. The difference is, so what I want to do is I don't want to use this system, or I want to use this as less as possible, because hydrogen is something that we're going to use until the end of the gameplay, right? Because it's our main energy source. But if I dump hydrogen into my infinite storage solution, that means that I need to use power to extract it. So in order to make power, I need to use power. If I use the gas reservoirs, I don't need power to extract it. So I will try to not spam the base with gas reservoirs, but I want to have a number that will allow a very good buffer for power. Does that make sense? So I don't want to waste hydrogen, so that's why I have this infinite storage, but I want to use it as like the last resort possible. So that's basically it. Okay, so our bristle blossoms... Okay, I'm going to actually tackle this first. So one of the things that I did was... So as you can see, we have our sleet wheats here, correct? So our sleet wheats need to be between minus 55 degrees and 5 degrees Celsius. And our bristle blossoms need to be between 5 degrees and also 30. Now, if you look at this, they are actually... so I just triggered the temperature board or overlay. And as you can see, our bristle blossoms are ranging from 21.5 degrees on the right area to all the way up to 28.9 degrees on the left area. That means that they will eventually... Because I'm feeding them with... around 40 to 50 degrees water, so they will heat up over time. That's a given. Now, if we make use of the sleet wheats, we can actually reduce the temperature of the bristle blossoms, and here's how. So I'm getting water from our cold water pool at minus 13 degrees. Right, so let's just see how this goes. So this is minus 13 degrees, and we are cooling the sleet wheats with minus 13 degrees water. Can you see that? Minus 15 here. Now, as the water goes around and around, it starts to heat up, right? So, because the sleet weeds are also being fed with, as you can see, 42 degrees water. So as you go around and around, the water, so the sleet weeds get heat up. So we have on one side, the sleet weeds are getting hotter and hotter. On the other side, we're moving cold water through the sleet weeds. So basically, we are transferring energy or heat from the water that we are feeding the sleet weeds with, so 42 degrees, to the water that we are cooling the sleet weeds with. What that does is it keeps the sleet weeds in a good temperature, but it heats the water that we are using to cool it down. Now, as soon as that water hits 4 degrees, as you can see here, I'm going to throw the water away because I'm very, very close to that threshold of the sleet weed. So I don't want to go to the threshold. I want to be 1 degree below. So as the water reaches 4 degrees, what I will do is, what I'm doing at the moment is just throwing that colder water, not super cold, but not as cold water, into a liquid reservoir. So this liquid reservoir has, as you can see, water, or brine in this case, at 4 degrees. Now we can make use of this water. How? We're going to use this water that's at 4 degrees to cool down our bristle blossoms. Now, we might get a bit of an issue in the early stages because bristle blossoms need to be at least at 5 degrees. But since they are currently at, since they will heat up to 30 degrees, what will end up happening is, as the bristle blossoms cool down, because I'm putting 4 degrees water, the water itself will also heat up. So they might converge into, I don't know, 6 or 7 degrees or 10 degrees. And they will just keep that up, okay? So that's my expectancy. And once the water turns to... we have a... Okay, I actually noticed... So I'll just talk about this. I'll pause the game. So, as the water reaches... The water that's cooling down the bristle blossoms gets to 29 degrees, which means 1 degree below the threshold, I'll spit it out to our hot water buffer, which will then be used for... I don't even remember. Oh, to make oxygen. So that's basically it, okay? And oxygen can be cooled down super easily, so that's not going to be an issue. Now, why, as you just witnessed, we ran out of power in our bristle blossoms and other things as well. So the reason for that is very simple. If you go to a smart battery, you can't... Oh, you can see it actually. My face is in front of it, but you can see it. So look at the low and high threshold of this smart battery. The low threshold is at 5%. The high threshold is at 95%. The high threshold should be below 100. And I'm going to give you the reason why. As the smart battery reaches 100%, there's still a split second that the power generator is still giving power to the smart battery, but she's already at 100, or it is already at 100%. So for a split second, you have the smart battery at 100% and the generator is still working. So you're wasting energy because the smart battery cannot hold more energy. So if you put it below 100, 95 is probably too low, but let's say 95%, the smart battery still has capacity for 5 more percent of energy. So even if the generator generates just a little bit more energy, the smart battery can still keep that energy, so no energy goes to waste. Now, why the low threshold of 5%? That's even more critical, okay? That's actually critical. And that proves what just happened here. Once the smart battery reaches 0%, it has like a cooldown effect. So it cannot... So a battery that reaches 0%, even if it instantly after that you give it energy, the battery will for some time not provide any energy. So there's like a kickstart to the battery. So as soon as it hits... So as soon as it turns off, it has a time which I don't know exactly how much it is, but it has a time before it can kickstart again. So that's why you're seeing that although the battery already has some power, or it doesn't in this case because I was not running the game, but the battery has 1.6 kilojoules, but the lamp is still without power. That's the kickstart effect. So it takes some time once it shuts down, and that happens with all machines in the game. So as the machine stops for whatever reason, once the machine stops, it needs a certain time to start again, even if all of the conditions for it to be running are there. Okay, so keep that in mind. So that's why I'm going to bump this up. So I'm going to grab this smart battery below, copy settings, and put it there. So it should never do this again. Okay, and I don't know why this is not. Okay, it now goes up. See that? Since the game is running at a normal speed, it actually took a few seconds for the lamps to kick in. Although the battery is running high, or it's accumulating energy. So keep that in mind. Okay. So, thing number one that I want to do, provide colder water to our bristle blossoms. So, we have some... This is running complicated in terms of piping, but let's see how it goes. So, we have a thing here. So, we have the reservoir here. What I want to do is, I want to pick this colder water from the reservoir and run it through our bristle blossom area. Now, as you can see, we do have some water. Yeah, this is not going to be great. Okay, I'm going to change the piping of the source water, because the piping of the source water is actually... Oh, I can actually... Okay. I can actually run the water through the lamp, because I don't need to cool down the lamp. I need to cool down the bristle blossom. So if I do this, as you can see, so I just ran it. So instead of as you saw, instead of me running the pipes with hot water that will provide water to the bristle blossoms, instead of running the pipe behind the plant, I will go behind the lamp, which will not be needed for okay, that will go down eventually. So this will not be, this way I can cool the plants more easily. Okay, which is great. Now we have 675 kilograms of cobalt. That means that I have enough to cool this down, hopefully. So if I do that, so I don't need it. There you go. We also have... Okay, we're going to run out. We're going to have to make more cobalt. So I'm actually going to do this at the same time. What I mean by this. So I am in need of cobalt to actually finish this project. But I also want to automate my refined metal production. So I will actually make both of them happen at the same time. Does that make sense? Okay, let's do that. So we should have something like a bridge here, right? And I can then so okay, there are a lot of bridges, but it is what it is. I didn't need this bridge over here, but it's gonna stay. Now, so we have our cooldown system, right? What I will do now is we're gonna have to have the water coming from here, goes there, goes all the way around here, right? It will then go to this bridge to that bridge. Now, this goes that way. Good. Cancel. Okay. We're gonna have to have some more bridges. It is what it is. Okay, we're gonna have... Okay, we should have enough bridges to actually... Okay, we have this made out of sandstone. We're gonna run out of sandstone, but once they run out of materials, I can then go back and replace the materials. So that's gonna be the thing. We do need to have access to... we're gonna have to have access to... right. Let's let them work this, and then I'll introduce what I want. Because I'm going to need to make more cobalt. This should be enough for now. And then I'll introduce what I want. Okay, let's go for... While they work on that, let's work on our cobalt production thing. So let's actually do that. Okay, so somebody should come here and make that happen. If I'm not mistaken, we should have... okay, in the last gameplay I made... So we have 3 bionic duplicants, right? And bionic duplicants don't evolve the same way that normal duplicants do. And you can actually give them boosters to improve their skills. So I made 3 electrical engineering boosters. So 1 for each. So if I go to skills... they should be able to have a few more. Let's do that. So as you can see, oh, I need another one. So I'm basically giving our bionic friends electrical engineering boosters, and I'm missing one. I actually have 4 bionics. I thought I had 3. So that will make them efficient at machinery, and to make metal you need machinery. So we're gonna go to priorities, and we're gonna give an operating skill an improved. So they should pick up the boosters, and as they do that, they should have their skills improved. See that? Okay, I needed to refresh that. So what that means is they're going to, from now on, be specialists on that. So we have 1, 2, 3. I'm missing 1. Oh, okay. So all of my duplicants, with the exception of our chef, so we actually have a chef there. So all of our bionics are masters at operating. Which means that they are going to be the ones that are going to do that. And we can actually spare... shut down the window by accident. And we can actually spare our normal duplicants from doing that. Okay? Although they are quite good at it, I rather have them do something else. So let's actually say something like, okay, you're not going to be super low. It's going to be like an average task that you might do. Okay? So they will only do operating if nothing else is there to do. For instance, even tidying. So I'm going to have tidying. You know what? I'm actually going to have tidying to be even of higher priority than operating, because we do have 4 bionics ready for that. Okay, I'm gonna bump up tidying for everybody. Number 10. Okay, so number 10, you are a chef, which is good. Well, number 8. So their tidying skill, as you can see, should match the supplying and storing, because it is exactly the same set of skills to do that. Okay, so they will focus on what they're doing best, but then they should go into tidying and stuff. Except our friends here, who are going to be operators, and then tidying. Okay. Tidying. Okay, yeah. So let's set... apparently... Huh. It's a strength... Okay. So, our bionic friends should be the ones responsible for getting there. And exactly not happening. So we have another duplicate going there. But I believe the duplicate was already set up to go there. That's what happened. Okay. So, I'm gonna have to wait for them to actually give me some cobalt. We also have some duplicates here. Snazzy suit. Sure, why not? We have another blueprint. Just check it out. What do we have here? Sunny hanging pot. I already have one, I believe. Don't I? Sunny hanging pot. Yes, I do. Okay. So, look at this. They are at... What do you... Your atmosphere. What's your problem with your atmosphere? Is that going to be a problem? Your atmosphere is polluted water. How the hell did that happen? Because you have ice on top. I can see that as a problem. Let's actually remove... Okay, we're gonna have some sort of a roof for these guys here, so that this doesn't happen. Because ice will just melt. And I want this to be... We're gonna have some water here, but this should overflow. Should off gas, and things should be good enough. Okay. There you are. We're making things happening. We are with 175 kilograms of cobalt, which is great. Now, that means that I can finish this, or finish the cooling system. So if I go, we need a liquid shut-off here, as you can see. And the way I use... So, why am I using this? The shut-off is going to spend most of the time. So you can do one of... So the water that's circulating around is going to be mostly good water. So the liquid shut-off should only throw away water that's not good. So if you consider this, which is you have a liquid shut-off that needs power when and only when. So the liquid shut-off will be powered when you want to throw water away, because that way you are only powering it as minimum time as possible. Does that make sense? So you want to say, because if you go the other way around, if you say you're going to have the shut-off to allow water that's good, the shut-off will be constantly working because most of the time it's good water going through. So you want to have that to throw water away only when it's not good water. Does that make sense? I hope that... If it didn't, just leave a comment and I'll try to explain it better the next time. We also need to have some evaluation of that. So there you go. We also need some automation. Green. Okay, this should do. Now, I just noticed one thing here that I don't know what this is. Oh, this used to be... Okay, this used to be an old thing. And I did not remove it. Is that it? I hope that it is. Okay. Okay. There you go. You are making that happen. We now need power. So this is 996 watts. And we are now... okay, we have a problem-ish. We are with 996. That's good. If I introduce the 10 watts needed for the shutoff, we're going to go above what I need. Okay? However, that same grid, as you can see, is also actually taking into consideration the gas pump. And this gas pump should not work. It will work eventually, or it might work eventually, but it should not work. So, it should not be a problem. Okay, they are finishing that, and we have 290 kilograms of cobalt. Very, very good. Okay, that means that I can start thinking about automating my metal refinery. Okay, how do we automate the metal refinery? Okay, let's start with this. I want to have, at all times, 2 tons of cobalt ready for use, okay? So if I need to add sweepers or this or that, I know that I have, theoretically, we always have 2 tons of cobalt, okay? Open. So how do I manage that? So first of all, let's check what this metal refinery needs. We need to have the materials close by. So this needs cobalt ore. Good. Let's then grab a storage bin. We're gonna have, we're gonna place it. Let's check the sweeper range first. Okay. Okay, I can have a sweeper here, as you can see. And it has a certain range, right? So let's do that. Okay. What I mean by this is I can have... Well, first of all, I'm gonna have to put the... I'm gonna have to raise this auto sweeper because it will not fit any more sweepers on top. So if I do that and that, so if I have 3 refineries, okay, this sweeper can reach all 3. So it is going to be in a good spot. I'm going to remove this. I'm gonna add it there. So I'm going to have to raise my auto sweeper by 1 tile. Now I might actually have shipping. I might actually have it like the okay, it needs to be laying down. Okay, let's see how it goes. So I'm not gonna have all 3 here, but I do know that I need access to that guy there. Correct? Correct. Now, I don't need to have 3 refineries in the same line, so I can actually have 2, and I'm going to do that. So, I'm going to... We do know that... Or I like to have floors with... So, every 5 tiles I have a floor. So, let's see. So, it's 1 floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another tile. See that? So, we can actually have it there and there. And the same thing goes to here. Right? So if I go all the way up to here, and I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can remove all of this. We can ignore where we have tiles, and we can also ignore uproots because we're going to dig the tile where the plant is dug. So as you remove the tile where the plant is dug, the plant will automatically be uprooted. So you don't need to uproot it manually. Okay. I'm going to... Now, I'm going to add a sweeper vertically here. The reason for that is I can actually access both the top area and also the bottom area. And oh no, I can actually even do one better. I can actually have a door here, and I can have the sweeper. Okay, let's address this differently. Let's address this differently. I'm gonna let them do that. I'm gonna let them finish that. And then I'll try to understand how I can achieve this in a better way. Because it would be good if I could have like 3 refineries, and then all of the buildings that will serve the refineries are on top, for instance. You know what I mean? That could be a good solution. Or not. I don't know. I can have the sweeper on top. I can serve 2 refineries easily as well. So 1 refinery here, another one there, and a few buildings in the middle. That should be good enough. Okay, did you guys finish the cooling system? Not yet. So we're gonna... If it is above 20... So this is the device that's gonna say when will the water be spat out. And you're saying that you don't have any liquid input. Okay, not a problem. You can reach everything, right? Irrigation. That's a problem. Ah. Not, it actually makes a lot of sense because I completely forgot to do that. And now we're gonna have irrigation. Beautiful. Amazing. See that? Okay. See that? We have some water dropping here, but it's the plants are safe, so we're good. Okay, you are done. Beautiful. Okay. So if I place an auto sweeper here or there, see the difference? If I place the auto sweeper in between floors, I can reach the upper area, so the upper floor. If I place it down here, yeah, I can barely touch the upper floor. Yeah, let's do that. That way I might be able to do something. Right. So, how do I... No. Okay, it just shifted to iron, and I don't want this made out of iron. I want this... I want the... Because iron is exceptionally good to make steel. You need it. So, you need that for steel. Okay. Okay, first thing. Let's go with a smart storage bin. A smart storage bin is a storage bin that you can shut off given certain circumstances. So, what I'm going to say, or you can actually trigger, not that. So, smart storage will tell you when it's full. And it will send an output according to that. And I believe it's a green output once it's full, or something like that. So, if you place a smart storage bin made out of cobalt here, next to the refinery, and then if you connect the refinery, so I already know what's going to happen, so I'm going to just tell you before doing that, because otherwise I'm going to have to, you know what? Let's do that. So if I connect the if I connect the storage bin to the refinery directly, as you're going to see happening. I'm going to say, you're going to make cobalt forever. That's what I want. Okay? And let's set this as an 8. Okay. And you're going to see something interesting. I'm going to show you. Here's the thing. If you go to the smart storage bin, it says, can you see that? Right. Look at the description. Sends a green signal when bin is full. So, if it only sends a green signal once it's full, which means that if it's not full, which is the case, let's do cobalt, and let's say 2000. It's not full, okay? As you can see, it's not full, but the metal refinery is disabled. Why? Because since the smart storage bin it's not full, it's sending a red signal. And that red signal is preventing the metal refinery from working. What do you want? You want to reverse that. So the smart storage bin says, I'm full, green signal. You want the opposite. You want to say, I'm full, stop working. Does that make sense? So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a NOT gate. Right, a NOT gate made out... Oh, they're colored too. Beautiful. We're going to grab a NOT gate, and we're going to say you're going to negate the signal. So red becomes green, green becomes red. And you're going to place it there. And I'm also going to have to cut the signal here. So that way, the smart storage bin is going to say, if I'm not full, you can work. So green signal. I'm full, stop working. Okay? Look at that. Beautiful. So now it is enabled because it's not full. It only has 145 kilograms. Now, as we saw earlier, the metal refinery requires cobalt ore to work. So we're going to have to grab a normal storage bin, place it here. And we're going to ask them to fill this storage bin with cobalt ore. That way, we can have the sweeper constantly putting things there. So there you go, and they're gonna say cobalt ore as much as you can. 20 tons, yeah. And they're just gonna make this a 6 or a 2. So they will eventually place cobalt ore there, as you can see. So we're good. Okay, that way the auto sweeper will grab the cobalt ore, place it here, which will turn it into cobalt, which will be placed here, and we're good. Now that's for cobalt. And we're going to have to also make that for iron, okay? And iron is going to be trickier, a little bit trickier, because... So not iron, to steel. To make steel you need iron, and you need other things as well. So we're going to address that in a second. And you are... without water. Got it. Okay. Let's do one thing. So, the thing is, the system doesn't know where to go. It doesn't know the directionality of the water. So, that means that I'm going to have to grab this shutoff, place it here, grab this. That's cobalt. Let's grab this, place it here. And I'm going to mimic everything exactly. And let's do... Where's the wire? There you are. Wire. I'm going to deconstruct that. Deconstruct that. Let's deconstruct the wires. Now, why am I shifting this to the right? Because if I shift it to the right... So, the problem is direction... Oy! I was going to fall. Jesus. So, directionality is the problem. Which means that we have a bridge saying the water flows from the right to the left here. But between the shutoff and also the next bridge, we don't have any directionality. Which means that the water comes here and it doesn't know if it needs to go left or right. So it stops the system. If you add the bridge in the middle, you're going to say, no, you need to go from right to left. Okay, so that's why I'm going to grab this and put it there. And also, since we're here, I'm going to... This is water at 23 degrees. Okay, so this is warm water. Beautiful. I'm going to actually do there. And remove that. Because I'm going to introduce a bridge here. Okay. That way I'm saying that we're going to have to wait before things get emptied out. Now this is still... You know what? Let's not make things bad. Let's cancel this. And let's grab a buffer. Do that. And just make a buffer. No need to complicate it. So the bad water will go into a buffer before it's being dumped into the right place. Theoretically, it should work. Theoretically. Okay, let's see how this goes. We have the water at 20 degrees. The reason for that is because we had the system stopping for a while. Let's say above 29. There you are. And you're going to finish that, hopefully. And the system should just magically work. It didn't. Okay. There you go. It just needs a touch. See that? I shifted above and below, and the system just... I believe that's like... there should be some sort of thread in the system that's evaluating... This is coding, by the way. A thread evaluating some code, and for whatever reason, it's overlapping another one, and that's why the system hiccups every now and then. But we should have things running smoothly from now on. And we are with water at 20 degrees, which is very, very good. We have a buffer of water at 4 degrees. So, yeah. Now, we're still in a problematic scenario, which is we might overflow with colder water. But that's something for another day, not for today. So, all of them are great, as you can see. And that's good. Now, we are going to... We have... let me just check our food. We have... fried mutton. Okay. Yeah, well, am I doing something with the sleet wheats? We have 321 units of sleet... Oh, it doesn't show as food. Okay, that makes sense. We have 321 units of sleet wheats. So, we're gonna have to tackle that. Let's not do anything with the bristle berries. Because we're gonna use... So this basically grabs bristle berries and makes them gristle berries. So, we do need that. Okay. So, our... Bristle Blossom refrigeration system is fully functioning. Okay, that's fully working, as you can see. What I now need is to make, or in order to finish this video, I need to make the steel production system. So, as I've said before, in order to make steel, you need multiple things. One of them is iron. So, we're going to... can you do that? I'm not sure if it reaches this area here. Still. Let's see if it reaches. Because I don't know exactly where it needs to put... Can you see that the sweeper is not reaching out as good as it should? But let's see. So if I grab that. So we have a storage bin filled with cobalt ore. And I'm going to do another one made out of iron ore. And my purpose is to have iron being served. Because I think it throws into the middle of the machine and it should be able to access it. But I'm not exactly sure. You know, I can do something like this. If I deconstruct this, like that, and if I place a door, our duplicates can still move, but this guy will reach it much better. Okay? See that? They can still go through. We could have like a ladder there. The ladder -4, the door 0. So the door's better. So if I say iron, right? If I say iron, ore, and you're going to be at 2, right? You guys are still putting polluted things in here. Amazing. So, we're doing that. I hope that my microphone is working rather well. I hope that my problems have finished by now. I'm also going to need this, by the way. So let's do that. If I can reach the one in the bottom, I can reach the one in the top. Okay. I can actually just place it here, and it should be reachable. But not from the things that fall. I believe the materials fall in here, so that's a problem. So, we don't have any iron ore yet. We do have it now. If I now say iron forever. Beautiful. Okay. It is reachable, which is great. I just wanted to check that out. So I'm going to do the exact same thing here, but in this case for iron. So not gate. War. Made out of cobalt. And we're going to make it out of guys. And that. Okay. And we're going to do the exact same thing. Right, we need to give our friend another thing there. Boomba and there. What's that? Mechatronic. Okay, our mechatronics engineer. Okay, great. Okay, so now I'm going to say iron. 2 tons. And that's going to be enabled until... Wow. We actually had a lot of iron. I don't know. Oh, because we had previously made iron. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so they're making things. Okay, now I'm going to have this here. Or I don't need that. I can just go and do that. Okay. There you are. And we're going to say... So... Let's actually... That might be a big issue. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, that's exactly what I want. Okay? Otherwise... That will be a problem. Okay. You're going through here. Okay. Now, you need to be... Also... but we need to cool it down. Cobalt. There. Okay, that way we're cooling it down. Now, at the same time, I don't actually need... I don't like having a bridge here because I'm giving it priority, but it is what it is. Let's do something like that. So this is the input, right? Going there. And we now have the output. The output's going to be easier because the output goes... I'm screwing things up, Okay. So you're gonna go here. Good. And the output... So we can't just go there. Or I can, actually. I can actually take that. And we can remove that and that. And add another bridge. And just do... So... you're gonna go there, correct? Out. And we can just follow the same thing. And say, we're gonna go here. Okay. We're gonna have to check this out. Because we might be making things bad. Okay. So we know that it is getting out properly, which is great. But I need to check if things are running okay-ish. And we're still not done with our steel production. Because in order to make steel, we also need lime and refined carbon. Okay, so to make refined carbon, so let's just check one thing. So to make refined carbon, you need something, refinement, a kiln. I'm gonna place it here. Let's make it that and place it here so that this can access it, right? So this is a kiln. And we're gonna have to do the exact same thing that we did here. We're gonna have to do something like, if I place it here with a thing there, it should access that. Okay? Waiting for them to finish this. Ooh, I also need to add... Okay, let's... Okay, I'm gonna wait for them to finish that so that then I can add the radiant time. Okay. You don't have water because water's being... Okay. Since I'm putting water one after the other, this one doesn't have enough water. It makes some sense. Let's do refined carbon forever. Just 7. Okay, that's an 8. Let's do an 8. 8, 8, 8. So all is an 8. Two, 2. Okay. The rest is a 2. Okay. Ah, you're gonna need coal. Got it. So we're gonna have to add coal to this guy here. Let's see if I can do something that will help us out in that regard. Okay, see that? It is reachable there, which is great. So we can actually make things happen. And we're gonna say exactly the same way to the other ones. Let's do a NOT gate. Let's do it like there, right? NOT gate. There. And automation. We're gonna do that and that. As you can see, okay, so we are now beautiful. Okay. Water minus 14, that's 29. Beautiful, see that? Amazing. Okay, so. And I'm gonna say refined carbon. I don't know how much you need. You're gonna make 100 kilograms of refined carbon. Let's do a 1,000. Okay, now you need coal, right? So let's actually do this. Let's make this out of there. So if I now do this, and if I place a storage bin here, you know what I can do? I don't adore this idea, but we can actually make this. If I grab shipping, if we have... Oh, we don't have it. Oh, that's a problem. Okay. Let's see if I can change this. If I grab this, if I do something like this, but if I do this, I place it here and another one here, because it can reach there, right? If I deconstruct this and also that, let's see how it goes. So, as you can see, we should be able to reach that. So I can do this here and another one there. Now, what I want is... So I can grab this guy. guy. Place it here. Exactly. We don't even need to change anything. Okay. So now I get to say storage bin, place it there. Okay, so this guy can still access all of the area. Okay? So I'm gonna say refined carbon 1,000. What do you need? Power. Oh, got it. We can go and do that. Horrible, but it is what it is. So, we can access everything here, but I'm still gonna have to have here. Not sure if I will be able to access that area there, but let's see how it goes. We might actually have... not the best. Let's deconstruct that. I might remove access to that area there. Okay, let's see. I want to be able to access that area on top. It should be good enough. Okay. Okay. Although I'm not exactly sure, but let's see what I can do. And I'm gonna say coal. And I can basically store all of the coal that I have. That's an 8. That's an 8. And that's an 8. Okay. Okay, so 8, 8, 8. 2, sorry. That's 2. That's a 2. That's a 2. 8, 8, 8. Everything else is 2. Okay, so if I now say steel, why not have steel yet? No problem. You are enabled. If I say, oh, you need lime. Oh, you got me now. You just got me because I don't have access to lime anywhere. Now you got me. Let's see if there's a way in which I can solve this. I'm not exactly sure I can. I don't think I have a solution for this one. That's a problem. I'd like to have only one, but I don't think I can. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What if I... If I place you here... You're going to lose access to that area. If I place you here... You're going to lose access to this guy here. Let's see. I may be able to make something, but okay. Yeah, I lose access to these guys here, so it's impossible. Peraí, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna have to actually make something. So it's probably not impossible, because I believe if I can somehow rearrange this in a way that I could serve all of this with one sweeper, but I am missing one thing, and that's this one here. So we need what was it? Lime. Okay, to make lime, we're gonna have to do something. Let's grab this guy here and do something like so. Should I do the same thing, put it here? Sure. Let's do something like that. I need a rock crusher, so if I grab oh, but you know what? I actually completely forgot about one thing. I need a lamp. Not a lamp. I need a ceiling, guys. Here. That's a problem. I completely forgot about this. It's not a big problem because I can do this, but if I... So it doesn't go there, but I can do here, I can do it here, and I can also do it with the... But let's do... So if you are down here... Oh, you can't reach it. Okay, but we can do it like that. Here. And I can also do it like that. Okay. There. And I get to say... There, correct. The only reason I'm doing mesh tiles instead of airflow tiles is that visually speaking, I like more the mesh tiles than the other one, so that's why it's here. And the way we're going to make this happen is automation. And we're going to do that. And in here, we don't need to be so good, so we can actually grab this guy, lamp, place it here like so. And we can do automation. We can do it there, or probably there. And I can say refinement, rock crusher, put it... There. Let's do it that way. You know what? I'm going to have lime. Okay, I'm going to have... Okay, not a problem, not a problem. Let's say that is going to store lime here. And I'm also going to say, my friends... probably do that with a motion sensor. Shoot. Not a big fan. Okay, let's cancel the automation from here. And let's see if this guy can pick those up. I don't think they can. Let's grab this guy. Radiant liquid pipe, put it there and also there. Why don't we have... Oh, peraí. Wrong place. It's the water coming... No, peraí. Oh, I'm doing this wrong. There and there, correct. You're throwing the water out, but this guy is the other way around. No. Oh, you're just not... okay, you just don't have enough. Okay, got it, got it, got it. It should eventually go to the other way, right? I think. Let's check. Okay. You are fueling. Okay. One is full. We're going to... Yeah, exactly. Got it. Exactly the way I wanted. Beautiful. Okay. You're making that happen. Good. Ooh, you need a power... Oh, caraças. That's... Now, the thing is... That's just 10... 20. It's almost not worth it spending that, but okay. You're gonna be like 20% because you might need a lot of juice to sustain these things. So, okay, so. Okay, amazing. Okay, so. Powerbank scrap. Crushes powerbank scrap into Bristle for... Peraí. What's the powerbank scrap? Oh! That's new. No, 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 no. Scrap. You don't have the powerbank scrap. What does it do? It doesn't have the powerbank scrap. Okay, that's a problem. It might be I'm running out of powerbanks or something like that. Okay. Let's do fossil to lime forever, egg to shell forever, eggshell to lime forever. And I don't have anything else. Okay, so... And you're gonna be... grabbing this, putting it... Okay, where can you go? There. Let's grab this guy, put it there. And... a NOT gate, yet again. Like that. So... okay. And I'm gonna say iron to steel forever. Right. Okay, beautiful. And you're gonna say lime. Which you don't have. I believe 100 kilograms is good enough. Because lime is like 5 kilograms. So it's gonna take a long time. Now, we need whatever we can get our hands on to make lime. That means... By the way, if I were to deconstruct this, right? If I were to do that... That's a problem. We need a light here. Yeah, bad idea. Okay, not a problem. Let's grab this guy, place it there. And do that, probably that. So you're going to be able to access both. You might as well just put a good floor there. And we're going to say fossil. As a 2. And probably eggshells. Okay, so you're not getting hit, which is a problem. Okay. You're probably hitting it there, but not there. Probably not the one that I need, but okay, let's see if it works. Okay, they should make this happen very fast. Okay. Okay, while you're there, you're being triggered, which is great. Exactly the way I want it. Okay, beautiful. So this guy is triggering that one, which is great. That way you have, as you can see, hopefully... Where's your lid up? You don't need it. Ah. You do not need to be in a lit up thing. Ah, that's interesting. Steel. There you are. And you're gonna need 2,000 of it. And you're gonna need power. There you are. There you are. You're gonna need... What do I want? Lime? No. Why... Oh, yes, lime. Lime. There you are. And you're gonna be... Why did I want this here? So... Probably for... I don't know. I think that's an extra one, right? So, fossil eggshell. Great. So, fossil eggshell. This is lime, which should be picked up from here, put it there. So, to be honest, I can just copy settings, press it there. Okay, what was that? This is fossil. Let's do eggshell. Eggshell as a 2, and we can deconstruct that. So now if I go to priorities, we have a 2. 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, it's 2 and 8. Okay. So you... Oh, it says lit workspace now. Okay, lit workspace, 15%. Okay, good. Apparently they have bionic eyes, but they still need lighting. It is what it is. Okay. So, you have fossil, and everything is working. Beautiful. Oh, you were not working there. I do not enjoy that. Can I place you here? No. Okay, I don't think they're gonna trigger. They're getting triggered here. I might need to say that. And then do that. And we can remove that. Exactly. Still, it's off because we're not finished. Do you mind finishing that, please? There you go. Beautiful. So, lit workspace. Okay, so it has stopped, but it was a lit workspace. Beautiful. Okay, so we have 300 kilograms of steel. We have one scrapped power bank, which is a problem. Yeah, I need to find out what the scrap power bank is. Guys, I gotta go. So, on this video, I was able to do two very important things. One, cool down our bristle berries farm. So they are cool and fresh, which is a great thing. We also have our sleet wheat farm working very nice and efficiently. And I was also able, and I believe that was the main purpose of this video, I was also able to automate our refined metal production. So we are now able to automate the production of... Automate? You know what I mean, right? So it's not fully automated because the machinery needs to be operated by our duplicants, but every single delivery thing and stuff, and how much do we need before the machines stop, that's the automation part. We now are capable of producing cobalt, iron, and also steel. So we should have 2,000 of each. So 2,000 steel, 2,000 iron, 2,000 cobalt, which means that we should, well, it overflows a bit, obviously, but we should have at the minimum 2,000 kilograms of each, which should be able to, if we just need to build something fast or whatever, it doesn't mean fast. So if I need to build something, I should always have some at hand, which is great. That means that I can start replacing, for instance, some of the gas pumps by steel gas pumps, okay? That means that we should theoretically sustain much higher temperatures, which is very, very good. And guys, that's it. Thank you much for watching. I'm just gonna let the game save automatically, so I'm gonna have the cycle ended, but I'm going to start making some... Oh, our hot water is getting too much. Yeah, that's a problem. But problem for Andrea of tomorrow, not the problem for Andrea of today. Guys, that's it. Thank you much for watching, and as always, I hope to see you all on my next video. Bye bye.